All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about something that drives us all crazy. Why is it so incredibly hard to make good habits stick? But more importantly, we're going to get into the one mental shift, the one little secret that can actually fix them for good.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever gone all in on a New Year's resolution? I mean, you were super motivated, only to find yourself back at square one by like February? Sound familiar? Yeah. If you're nodding along right now, you are definitely not alone. It happens to the best of us. But why? Why does this keep happening? Well, it's because you're caught in something called the all or nothing trap. You know exactly what this feels like. You start strong, you're on a roll, and then you have one off day. You skip the workout, you eat the thing you said you wouldn't, and your brain just goes, welp, that's it. Ruined. Might as well give up. That one tiny slip up somehow feels like a total failure, and it completely derails all your progress. So, how do we break out of that trap? Well, first we have to understand what causes it. And you might be surprised to hear this, but the problem is often the goals themselves. The way we're taught to set goals, by focusing only on that finish line, is actually what sets us up for failure from the start. And this is how most of us do it, right? We create what are called goal-based habits. It's all about the outcome, what you want to achieve. A perfect example is lose 20 pounds. The entire focus is on that number. You're not thinking about the process, just that distant result. And that's why this approach is so fragile, why it breaks so easily. Think about it. If your goal is to lose 20 pounds, you are basically in a constant state of not there yet until you hit that magic number. Success feels so far away, so when you have one tiny setback, your motivation just plummets because that finish line suddenly seems even further off. But the biggest reason this fails, it does absolutely nothing to change who you believe you are deep down. Okay, so if the old way of setting goals is the problem, what's the answer? Well, this leads us to the big idea, the core of this whole explainer, the power of identity. This is all about making a simple, but honestly, a game-changing shift. You stop focusing on what you want to get, and you start focusing on who you want to become. An identity-based habit completely flips the script. Instead of chasing some distant outcome, your focus is on living out a new identity, right now. So the goal isn't lose 20 pounds anymore. The goal is to become a healthy person. It's a totally different energy, isn't it? You're not just changing your actions, you're changing how you see yourself. Oh, I love this slide because it makes the difference so obvious. Look at this. The goal isn't run a marathon anymore, it's become a runner. It's not write a novel, it's become a writer. See the shift? One is this huge, intimidating destination you might reach someday. The other is something you can be, you can embody, starting this very second. And this right here, this is the key. Every single thing you do is like casting a vote for the person you want to be. Every time you lace up your sneakers and go for a walk, even a short one, you're casting a vote for I am a runner. Every time you sit down and write just one paragraph, you're casting a vote that says I am a writer. It's not about the progress toward the finish line, it's about proving your new identity to yourself, one small action at a time. Okay, that all sounds really good in theory. But we live in the real world, right? Life gets in the way. You're gonna have bad days. So how do we handle those setbacks without just falling right back into that all or nothing thinking? Well, that's where this next rule comes in. It's your new secret weapon. Exactly. This is the question, isn't it? What happens when you inevitably miss a day at the gym? Or you're too tired to work on your project? Does the whole identity thing just crumble? This is where most people get tripped up, but there's an incredibly simple way to keep that from happening. And here it is. This is it. The one rule you need to remember that makes this whole system work. It is simple, it is powerful, and it is your safety net. The rule is never miss twice. So here's how it plays out in real life. Step 1. You miss a day. The first thing you do is forgive yourself. It happens. Runners have rest days. Healthy people eat cake sometimes. It's not a big deal. The key, the absolute non-negotiable part, is step 2. Getting back on track the very next day is your number one priority. And it doesn't have to be a perfect hour-long session. Just do something. Go for a quick walk, write for 5 minutes. Just get one small win in to cast that vote and reaffirm your identity. This quote just sums it up perfectly. One mistake is an accident. 2 mistakes is the beginning of a new habit. Missing once, that can be anything. It's an accident. You were sick, you were busy, whatever. But missing a second day in a row? Ooh, that's different. That's not an accident anymore. That's a choice. And that's you starting to cast votes for a different, unwanted identity. The never miss twice rule is your firewall against that. So let's wrap this up. The question to ask yourself isn't what giant goal am I going to conquer? The real question is much simpler and much more powerful. It's this: what identity are you building tomorrow? What vote are you going to cast with your very next action? Thanks so much for joining me.